Jim, thank you so much for being with us here at the NASDAQ Market Site live in Times Square.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
And thank you again for being a part of Equity's Emerging Growth and Innovation Forum tomorrow.
Of course.
Before we get started, just give our viewers a sense of what Goldstar is and how it works.
Goldstar is a place where, either on the web or on an app, where you can go to find something great to do. And that's really the basis of it. So many people end up staying home or not doing something because they don't know what's going on or because they don't know where to look, but Goldstar makes it possible and makes it actually very easy to find something terrific to do anytime, almost anywhere in America.
How did you come up with this concept?
We started the business 14 years ago, and I have two co-founders. We were working together in another company and driving a long way to work. We had this long commute, and so we had all these conversations about when in the future we would do our own thing and kind of make our own business. And then the idea came along because it just seemed like the perfect thing for the internet to do, to match up all these people who we knew wanted to go out more with all these events that weren't full. So that's how it started.
I often hear that many don't go to live events because they're out of reach, they're highly expensive. Could you talk a little bit about how you manage that?
You know, there are so many great events in a place like New York or LA or Chicago or, you know, almost any big city around the country. There are so many events that are great and that are available, and they cost, you know, $20 or $25 or I mean, it's really amazing how much great stuff there is out there. And so that's the thing. I mean, what you hear about on the news is maybe Hamilton, or you hear about the Adele concert or something like that, where the tickets are thousands of dollars. But the reality is there's great entertainment all over the place for, you know, every price. And so there's no reason for price to be something that keeps people from going out to great live stuff.
And then there's a change when tickets get in the hands of secondary market. So how do we educate our readers about how to avoid those tricks?
Well, I think the secondary market can be great, because if a ticket really is in demand, that's a way you can actually get it. It might be expensive, but you can get it. However, sometimes the secondary market appears to distort the value of a ticket. So one thing I would suggest to people is that if they've seen, and you can't believe how often this happens, if they've seen a ticket that's really expensive on the secondary market, go check with the website of the venue or the act that you're interested in, because sometimes the ticket will still be available at face value, and people will buy from the secondary market anyway at an inflated price. So you should definitely do that first. And that doesn't always happen, but sometimes people actually buy, they say, I can't believe how expensive it was, and yet the box office price is still available.
Now, you've been a veteran in this space. Talk to us a little bit about the mobile component and the innovation behind that. You've been around for a while in e-commerce businesses, but just throughout the transition of Goldstar.
Over the last 3 years, our business has gone from being pretty much desktop-based, desktop computer-based, to pretty much mobile-based. So we've gone from about 15% usage on mobile 3.5 years ago, to now it's about 75 or 80% mobile. And that's the thing. So we've seen the shift in behavior, and we've built software, and we've created the apps and changed the software to facilitate it. But it's really all that is I think I mentioned to you earlier, you know, this is the #1 place that people want to go for everything. And so certainly buying tickets is no exception. And so no doubt about it. Mobile is the leader, and then the desktop is secondary.
Have you seen a dramatic impact and growth on your business since the app?
I think that our continued growth has been possible because we've done a pretty good job with the mobile app and with the mobile website. I think if we hadn't done that, I think this is one of the things, like, we've passed the point where mobile is an upside opportunity, and it's more of a necessity for any e-commerce business. If you're not there, you're going to eventually, and maybe pretty suddenly, pretty quickly, lose out.
And for someone that's in the space like you, do you ever get out to live events?
All the time, of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And lastly, obviously in New York City, as we talked about earlier, a lot going on this week. It's Social Media Week. It's the Equity's Emerging Growth and Innovation Conference. What new trends do you expect, in particular in live events or in ticketing?
There's going to be a lot of innovation in the next few years when it comes to ticketing, in terms of how you get your ticket. So today you either get a hard ticket, it's less common than it used to be, or you print it home ticket. In the near future, we're going to have a lot of ticketing that happens just automatically. So when you, let's say you just buy your ticket online, you buy your ticket on your phone or whatever, and then your ticket will be embedded in your phone. So when you get to the venue, you won't have to sort of open it up or whatever. You'll just kind of walk through the sensor, and it'll know that you have tickets to the show, for example. So there's a lot of that kind of innovation coming where you also might, for example, walk up to the concession area in a venue, and they'll know that you have $20 in credit or something that you bought with your ticket, and just be able to transact there's a lot of innovation like that coming up.
That's terrific. It's all about creating efficiencies.
That's true.
Well, we look forward to having you on our panel tomorrow, and thank you again. We wish you continued success.